Hi and welcome to a video on buoyancy aids. This is going to be a two-part video. There's going to be a video which is going to be this one, primarily looking at the buoyancy aids we have in the club and what the club can provide on a club session. And there's going to be another video later on in the series looking at some of the more advanced buoyancy aids that you might use for whitewater marathon racing and touring and bits and pieces like that. And we'll cover a bit more specifics of the more advanced buoyancy aids in those videos. Today's video then is going to be looking at why do we wear buoyancy aids in the first place, what's the reason and the rationale behind that, and then Sophie is going to guide you through the club buoyancy aids that we have and demonstrate how to fit them, put them on and make sure they're fitted correctly and safely. So I'm just going to get changed by the magic of video editing and we're going to have a quick talk about then why do we wear buoyancy aids in the first place. So as you can see, I've got changed into my personal buoyancy aid. This is my one which I wear and will be a bit different to the club's ones, so again we'll show you those in a second. Why do we wear a buoyancy aid then? So primarily, as the name suggests, these are called buoyancy aids, so they're to aid your buoyancy if you're in the water. You may also see them referred to as PFDs, which is short for personal flotation devices. Effectively, what these are going to do is if at any point you end up in the water, either on purpose or because you've come out of a boat or because the coach has told you to, because we're doing some rescue training, these will help you float. They are not a life jacket, so they will happily float you face down as face up. They are here just to help you and improve your buoyancy. Different ones will have different uplift ratings, and we're going to go and look through that on a later session. So depending on your weight, you will have a different uplift amount, and whitewater ones like this will have a much higher uplift rating than some of the ones you'd use for flat water touring. Effectively then, what these are going to do is they're going to make it easy for you to stay afloat in a rescue situation. With this one on, I can happily float on the water on my back. Nothing's going to happen to me. I'm safe. I'm not going to drown. And that is the primary reason for wearing them. There's been incidents in the past which you can look at online, and you'll probably hear some stories and people going off on lakes not wearing buoyancy aids, something capsizes and you end up a mile from shore and you have no way of keeping yourself afloat. And that is one of the reasons that people wear these type of things. Even on the local rivers, it can be quite hard to get out if you're not out with a group and you're trying to climb up a bank. Again, the PFD's primarily there to keep you safe. We also have some conditions for the use of our lake, that you have to wear a buoyancy aid if you're using on the lake. So sometimes it's some terms and conditions of hire from places like centres. Usually it's going to be coming under a risk assessment that one of the coaches or leaders is doing, particularly if we're on a club trip. Again, wearing the buoyancy aids. Now you will see some other people in some other sports that aren't wearing buoyancy aids, particularly if you see any of the rowers out. They have different risk assessments. Generally they're going to have something like a power boat alongside them and they're with them. So the PFD thing is going to be a canoe and kayak specific thing, and it's part of the risk assessment you're doing whether you should be using them or not. Particularly if you're looking at something like some of the racing kayak disciplines, it's very unusual for them to be wearing them because the insulation effect of having the buoyancy aid on makes them overheat. For what we're going to be doing, for where we're going to be training and what we're going to be doing on the lake, we're always going to insist on a buoyancy aid. One of the club rules is if you haven't got a buoyancy aid on, you're not paddling on the lake. So what we're going to do is pass you across to Sophie. She's going to take you through the buoyancy aids that the club has, the different sizings and how to fit them.
So on your first session at the club, you'll be presented with the buoyancy aids that the club provides. These are NKE buoyancy aids, which you'll notice have a label on the inside of them. The important part is that it's CE marked, and that means it's built to an ISO, which is an international standard. These are safe and a good design for paddlers. You'd look for this label if you're purchasing your own. They come in various sizes. Junior is yellow, and then you've got the small, medium, red. The blue is large, extra large, and the green is extra, extra large. So you'll pick one of these which is most comfortable for you when you're going to come onto the water. What we'll show you next is how to fit the club buoyancy aid. So we're looking now at how to put on a club buoyancy aid. They come in various sizes. I've chosen a red one, which is small, medium size. You'd put it on as you put on a jacket, do up the zip and make sure there are 4 straps to do up on these buoyancy aids. You've got the lower waist strap, which is the most important one, with 2 pull-back straps. It's important to get a good fit on this lower waist strap, as it offers a contact fit to the wearer. The middle waist strap is just for doing up to be comfortable against your body, and the upper shoulder straps, again, they just need to be comfortable against your body. The most important strap is the lower waist strap, as this is what prevents the buoyancy aid riding up. So the test for a good fit of a buoyancy aid, once you've done all the straps up nicely, is to pull on the shoulder straps upwards, and what you don't want to see is this buoyancy aid riding up. It will sit around your waist, held onto your body with the waist strap.
Hi, so hopefully that was all useful, and you've got a bit more of an understanding of the club buoyancy aids, why we wear them, and how to fit up one of the ones when you come to the club. Again, if you've got any questions, please speak to somebody on the day. We'll be able to advise on any of the different buoyancy aids and bits and pieces. Short term, if you need to ask a question, please feel free to post into the club Facebook page or leave a comment at the bottom of the YouTube video. The next video, we're going to be looking at spray decks, and we're going to be looking at some of the different materials, and more importantly, how to fit them to the boat and how to get them off if something goes wrong. So again, any questions, please let us know.